Hi there. I'm just trying to find a movie to talk about because, you know, I have to do another video talking about something that the Blockbuster show would have talked about because, you know, the little bet we had at the beginning of the month. So I'm just trying to find a movie that Blockbuster show would talk about. Carnosaur 3. It's a sequel to Carnosaur, which is a low-budget horror film about dinosaurs. Oh, great! I think I got the perfect movie to talk about. It's another movie about dinosaurs. Carnosaur 3 is a straight-to-video sequel to Carnosaur 2, which is a sequel to Carnosaur. Made by the lovable and huggable Roger Corman, a man often considered the king of bad movies, these Carnosaur movies were made to cash in on the dinosaur trend created by Hollywood elite Steven Spielberg, perpetuating the leftist atheist myth that dinosaurs existed. I mean, come on, everyone knows that they maybe existed, and if they did, they died off because they didn't board onto the Ark. Wake up, sheeple. Look it up on Google. Don't be so scared by facts and logic. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. Not originally meant to be a movie in the series, Corman figured that since it had dinosaurs, why not make it a backdoor Carnosaur sequel? I did not see any of the other films, not only because I do not believe in dinosaurs, but because I find them very violent. Thankfully though, I've heard you don't have to see the other movies to watch this one. Not like that stopped me before, because I don't really watch movies outside of the ones I do videos on. So let's just get all this out of the way. I don't like violent movies except for Passion of the Christ, and I don't believe in dinosaurs, and I believe in aliens, and Ariel thinks that I'm wrong, blah blah blah. Let's just get this over with. This is Carnosaur 3 Primal Species. So after the opening credits, we see some military jeeps and trucks in the middle of a convoy driving through a jungle that is totally not just the back roads of South California.
Hey, look at this. Nice aim, man.
Oh good. Almost 2 minutes in and we get something like that to start your movie off. Charming. Very charming. For the love of all that is decent, please do not turn into another Replicator. If anything, I don't think I can stomach another movie like Replicator.
What the hell was that? Oh, get down!
It seems some terrorists have discovered the convoy and begin opening fire on the troops. But then we see 3 soldiers rescuing hostages from an oil rig. I'm sorry, I thought this was a movie about lizard monsters. What's going on here?
Alfalfa, buckwheat, you're dead.
Well, it turns out that it was all just a practice run, and the terrorists and the hostages are all fellow military people. Except for this man in the Matrix costume. He's a real terrorist. Well, yeah, clearly he's working with the Matrix, so of course he's a bad guy. Open your third eye, people, okay? Anyway, the Colonel is not too pleased with his men's performance back there.
You some kind of dumbass donkey?
Not to disrespect your intelligence, Colonel, but have you seen Donkey Ollie? That was a donkey that could talk. So I don't think it's really fair to say that all donkeys are dumb, or whatever you were trying to insinuate there.
Well? No sir, but actually donkeys really aren't that dumb. They're pretty intelligent creatures. All you have to do is, take a look at their ears, sir.
They're called back to base, but the Colonel is still none too pleased with what he sees. Meanwhile, the terrorists manage to hijack a truck that's full of computers and frozen meat. Oh wait, those are supposed to be the dinosaurs?
It's a mistake.
Yes, sir.
I asked for uranium and you give me fucking reptiles?
Whoa, okay, I'm sorry. What just happened? I think that scene just made me black out from how aggressive the editing in that was. What's with all the flashing lights and the quick cuts and what's not?
What the hell was that?
Sounded like machine gun fire.
So these officers head over to see if there's anything going on in this nearby warehouse. Here we get some really good dialogue.
Looks like a damned airplane crashed in here. Fuck.
You guys go check that one out over there.
Reminds me of driver's head.
Driver's ed classes! That's so funny! Oh no. Every scene with the dinosaurs attacking is going to be like that, isn't it? Oh no. Special forces are called in to investigate the warehouse. You know, the more I think of it, the reason this movie exists actually makes sense. They probably used this warehouse to film their shows and their late night talk show, so they decided that they could just use it as a key location in the film. When you think about it, it's actually really economically efficient.
Nice shooting, Tex. You just shot yourself a dead man.
Yeah, but I shot the shit out of him.
I think they would have seen that right away as soon as they busted in, right? You know, I wonder, who keeps piles of boxes around a warehouse? Honestly. I mean, I don't mean to talk about the boxes. I like boxes. It's just, let's just move on. Can we get to the killer dinosaurs again? Preferably the kind of killer dinosaurs that know how to backhand their prey. Don't you worry. I think there's a Sagai animated polar bear who will be more than willing to help you guys out with that one. So now that the Special Forces people are in danger, they bring in a science twist to explain what's going on back at base.
Carnosaurs? What the hell are you talking about?
Line of the movie right there. That's the line of the movie.
What the hell happened to national security, General?
This is a national security issue, Rance. These creatures are extremely dangerous. They'd be unstoppable if they were released in the general civilian population.
The army are told to capture the dinosaurs and bring them in alive for some reason. You know, if these things are such a threat to modern civilization, just shoot them. And for that matter, why create them in the first place? What is there to gain with keeping them alive?
The Carnosaur project was created several years ago by a brilliant but troubled geneticist. Within their regenerative DNA structure lie the answers to curing major diseases.
Don't you try to distract me with your science mumbo-jumbo, medicine lady. Unless you're going to talk about something really scientific like the crocoduck, I am not interested in hearing any of it.
There are two males, velociraptors, and one female, Tyrannosaurus rex. The velociraptor can grow to 7 feet, and a T-Rex can reach up to 30 feet.
Alright, they learn a little bit more about these things. These two soldiers are distracted by her good looks behind her glasses and ponytail, and they head in to take care of the dinosaur menace. I swear, with effects like this, I think I'm really going to need an aspirin by the time this movie is over.
Back off! What's going on, sir?
Boys have fun in there?
Yes, sir.
So now both teams are together. How all these people are having such a hard time finding dinosaurs in a big empty warehouse is beyond me, but whatever. And why are they just sitting down to do arm wrestling? Shouldn't they be looking for these things already? Oh, whatever. As long as they're not being promiscuous like they were in Replicator, I won't complain too much. They plan to capture the creatures by dangling some meat under a net and dropping it on them, because clearly, a net would be able to hold those creatures down. I'm 50 IQ and even I know that wouldn't work. Hey, wait a minute.
I feel like I'm waiting for a sighting of Bigfoot.
Yeah, right. You know what? At this point, Bigfoot would be more believable than dinosaurs. Yeah, I said it. Anyway, one almost takes the bait, and the other takes a bite out of one of the soldiers, dragging him along in the process, and even alerting the other raptor to get out of there before the net is dropped. But that doesn't mean they can't just shoot it. Well, that's one down, two to go, or at least that's what they think.
Amazing.
What?
Cells seem to be repairing themselves.
What are you talking about?
You know how if you cut off a lizard's tail, it'll grow back eventually?
Yeah.
Well, that's what's happening with these damaged cells.
Well, after that night terror in motion, it seems the beast has escaped the warehouse and made it onto a boat. Because sure, why not? Let's just go with it. If anything, maybe we'll get some mileage out of this change in location. So the crew make it onto the boat, and the cameraman appears to be intoxicated, going by some of this footage.
Any idea as to where they may be hiding out?
Well, now that we're underway, they might move toward the engine compartment.
Well, that smells good. Smell that. Smell like bone check or something.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. That clearly added a lot to your film. They can't seem to find the thing, but of course, two men go down into the hold of the ship, and then it pops out and gets them with even more crazy distortion filters.
Johnson. Jesus Christ.
He's gone.
Not only does the dinosaur eat those two, but it also messes with the elevator. Hey, have you wondered where the T-Rex was supposed to be this whole time? Well, we don't see it yet, but instead our characters come across a bunch of eggs that it laid. One of them opens fire on the eggs, causing the mother to show up, and it begins attacking them, eating one of them in the process. Well, now what are they supposed to do?
Plant the C4 in the right places. We time the charges for a delayed sequence. That way we'll be able to get in and out with a minimal amount of resistance.
They head down to plant the dynamite, and now the T-Rex pops out and begins attacking them once again. Okay, allegedly, T-Rexes are supposed to be really big, right? Because if that's the case, why is this thing that's supposed to be really big also really good at being stealthy? How could something that big in the hold of a ship actually maneuver its way around these people without them noticing?
T-Rex is here.
What are you talking about? We left that thing up 2 levels. Oh my god.
Earlier, they weren't able to find these things, and now all of a sudden, everywhere they turn, they're just popping out left and right, every which way but loose. It's like the movie realized they only had a few minutes left, so they really had to make this ending as action-packed as possible, to make up for the fact that almost nothing happened in the first 2/3. They throw some TNT into the monster's mouth, it explodes, they set off the C4 on the boat, and they manage to land in the ocean alive and well. Sure, everyone else wasn't so lucky, but at least those two made it out alive.
I thought you were...
I was dead? I was looking for a souvenir. Say, Doc, how do you feel about having a patient for a few weeks?
But wait, there's still a few minutes left in the movie. Could there possibly be time for one more scare? Oh yeah, of course there is. So that was Carnosaur 3 Primal Species, and it was a movie. Look, even without seeing the other 2 Carnosaur movies, this really felt like the most slapdashed thing. It really felt like they just took any kind of remaining puppets or props they may have had from these other dinosaur movies they were making, and then just decided to make a movie in a weekend. Not only does the script feel rushed, but it feels like all the action-packed stuff happens at the end of the movie. The characters aren't very interesting. The effects, even for someone who's artistically challenged like me, will tell you that the effects are not very good. And everything about this movie was just so scientifically backwards. I mean, no dinosaurs talked, and none of them were played by Rob Schneider at all. Come on, get your facts right. Read a book or something, why don't you? So does this mean I have to talk about the other Carnosaur movies at some point? Well, hopefully not. I hope that they don't try to force me to talk about any more of these, because I really don't want to watch any more dinosaur films for a while. I mean, come on. At least last time we got to talk about aliens. Can't we talk about something other than dinosaurs and aliens for a while? Like let's talk about a Bigfoot movie at some point, please. Something different, please. Well, either way, look forward to the next Captivating Christian episode, where I have something very special planned for May the 4th. But until then, may Jesus be with you.
I really sincerely hope you watch some of that Carnosaur 3, because that is the Christian thing to do. that is going to be the note I leave you on.